Hello, today's February 27th, 2025, and we are in Slidell, Louisiana, day 4 of the circumcision, Bloodstained Men and their friends circumcision crisis protest. And today we are going to hit New Orleans later today, but we have one last roadside stop before we get down to New Orleans for the crowds of the Super Bowl. We'll be there later this afternoon. We have a good long stretch this afternoon right in downtown, right near the French Quarter. So that'll be a lot of interactions. Most of the week has been fairly uneventful, except for one run-in with the cops in Lake Charles. But this morning, as we were getting out at this gas station racetrack right here, a man started yelling about something. I tried to hand him a card and he flipped out on me. He's like, it should be my choice. I'm like, it wasn't your choice. I don't think he knew what we were talking about. I think he was like pro-trans rights or something, but I'm like, it should have been your choice. And like, what do? They strap you down? And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what they do. They strap you down. So there's that. Brother K is about to go live right here. I'll just keep it pointed. Developing a little bit of a cough this week too, but yeah, it's gonna be an interesting week. So that was our first interaction, was right at the racetrack there, getting out of, we don't usually pull out of the van at the gas pump, but for some reason that's how it worked today, and it didn't work very well because we started off with a bad interaction right out the gate. But then David Wilson went over and talked to the man, and he realized that that's not what we were protesting, and I think he went away with his tail between his legs after that. But yeah, once he realized that he was in the wrong and we weren't. But yeah, he was like, no, honestly, doctors need to stop cutting healthy flesh from people, whether it be babies or children or young adults who think that they know that they're making a good choice. You're cutting healthy sexual tissue. You're making a lot of angry adults. So I don't think that the trans people know what they're losing when they have their penis removed.
Reporting live from Slidell, Louisiana. Hello, James. This is day 4, and we are on the threshold of Super Bowl weekend in New Orleans. Big game. Sunday. We will be there. Thank you, James. We will be there at the Super Bowl on Sunday. Tomorrow, we'll be in New Orleans all day long in the French Quarter.
Oh, thank you.
2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tomorrow all day.
That was a nice interaction there. So yeah, the first couple interactions were bad. We also had the police asked to get off the median, so we did comply with that request. There's some requests we are better left not to battle with. We try to make it as amicable with the police as possible, although the ones in Lake Charles were pretty bad. We had to school them pretty much about everything. But yeah, they're right after the police came. So first there was the interaction at the racetrack, then the police came, and then Daniel got into an argument with a man who claimed to be a nurse, and he's like, it's cleaner, it prevents infection, and all the talking points, all the stupid talking points. I'm sorry, I'd be so insulted if I was a man and I was told I couldn't friggin' figure out how to wash my own dick. Like, seriously. One of the most ridiculous things ever.
Maloney is recording and or live. Are you live or recording?
Just recording, yeah.
Cynthia's recording for her YouTube, and her YouTube is Youdoula, Y-O-U-D-O-U-L-A. Youdoula on YouTube. And you can see her content from this tour on Y-O-U-D-O-U-L-A, Youdoula, on YouTube.
Brother K's plugging my channel. So that's cool. Yeah, so the nurse got Daniel really upset. Now where is Daniel standing? I don't see him right now. I want to get a little bit of an interview with him at some point this week. I think he's over on that corner, but the cars are blocking it right now. Because he didn't have his circumcision awakening until 2021, and he got so angry and so upset. Now this is an older man. I don't know exactly how old, but he's older than me, and I'm almost 60, so yeah, he's I got another year and a couple months, but I'm getting there. But yeah, he's definitely older than me, so I'm not sure how much older, but yeah, he didn't find out until 2021. That was only 4 years ago when he had his circumcision awakening, and all the rage came up. All the rage came up. And this is one of the things, when I try to save somebody from doing this to their baby, I'm not just trying to save their baby, I'm trying to save their psyche, their regrets, their you know, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. Because what happens to the oblivious parent that cuts their baby, and then their baby grows up and gets angry with them and doesn't want to speak to them, and the hurtful things that happen in families because of this. Because these men that I know here, when they woke up to actually the damage that was caused and how much was taken away from them, it really is quite painful for them. And the men that are out here on the street with me are some of the most thoughtful, like they look inside and they really do some deep healing and deep journeying, because they couldn't do this. They could not come out here on the road without dealing with their own issues and their own pain first. This morning at breakfast, a couple of the men thanked me profusely for being out here, because I'm like, I'm not a victim. And they're like, well, if I wasn't a victim, thank you. One of the women gave us a thumbs up, and the other one was yelling, cut it off. I'll have a discussion later, or now. But yeah, they're, so Daniel's story struck me because it happened so recently and at an older age, and he said that he got so consumed by rage that he could not function and work, and like now he's putting his energy into raising awareness of and trying to talk to people. Oh, I got another thumbs up there. All right, the tide's turning. It's starting to get a little bit friendlier here. But yeah, so the men this morning, they thanked me profusely, and I said, well, it started with the babies. It started because I was working with babies and I saw the damage that happened to the babies. And then I started learning about the sexual function. And I kind of knew that because my first husband was intact and my second husband was cut. And I knew there was a difference sexually, but I never explored like exactly what was happening with that. I also knew as a young adult that my best friend's husband was intact. I mean, not intact. My best friend's husband was cut, and I remember him saying one time that, well, it only feels good in one little tiny spot, like right here, and like he basically pointed to his friend. Well, he didn't show me personally, but like he was basically telling me about his frenulum. He's like, there's only one little spot right here at the front, like, and I always thought that was strange because I was with an intact man at the time and he was feeling stuff everywhere. So the frenulum is the last remaining nerve endings from the cutaway foreskin, because the foreskin contains Meissner's corpuscles, the fine touch nerve endings that feel everything. That's where your orgasm lies, is in the foreskin. It changes from an orgasm to an ejaculation. So, or from an accelerator to an on-off switch, from a piston to a dowel. Like, that's what you're doing. So, so when I was talking to these men at breakfast and they were thanking me for coming out, even though I'm not a victim of genital mutilation, I said, well, it's it's about the two things I love best, babies and men. So, you know, I'm out here protecting the babies and the men. And yeah, this is oh, look at we got visitor going by with a very fancy little cart and a lot of flags. It looks like maybe he's gonna sell things, or is he just, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, that was fun to see. But yeah, so I'm kind of talked out a little bit over the past few days. I mean, so many things have happened. Actually, I guess I'm not talked out a little bit. I can keep going. There was other interactions yesterday. So 2 days ago in Lake Charles, after a 45-minute argument with the police, and they backed down, they backpedaled a lot. They realized that they were doing everything wrong. And by the end of it, they were taking David Wilson's bumper stickers. So yesterday, the police came out in Hammond, Louisiana, and they basically just said they didn't want us to get hit by the cars. There was no crosswalk, so be really careful crossing the streets and to stay out of them as much as possible. And they kind of explained the rules of how to cross the street in Louisiana. And then they took off. And then a little while later, I was heading to the Walgreens to use the bathroom, and a police car pulled into the Walgreens parking lot. And well, he was pulling up. I was like, "Is there a problem, officer?" And he goes, "No, I heard you guys had some really awesome bumper stickers." And the Hammond police kept coming back for the bumper stickers. So David Wilson's making a name for himself as the bumper sticker man with the police. Very, very cool. And another thing that happened yesterday is some legitimate media came out. I think it was a newspaper. I'm pretty sure it was a newspaper, not television, but she was taking a lot of pictures. And she stayed and did an interview with David. And do you know what newspaper that was yesterday that came out to interview David?
That would have been the Hammond newspaper.
Yeah, you don't remember the name of it, though?
I don't know the name of the
okay,
newspaper.
all right.
I never did hear it.
All right. So yeah, we did an interview with the Hammond newspaper, and then there was also after that there was another podcaster that came out and did a video on TikTok, and me and David Wilson were the two chosen to speak into that TikTok video. So it was more beeps of support. So yeah, all in all, it's been a good week. We're finally at one hotel for the rest of the duration. Oh, there's one more after that, but I'm gonna leave early, a little bit early at the end. I'm missing the last protest before I head home. I probably should have booked my flight differently, but I didn't. It's too bad you can't just change your flight. Like, use a bus ticket a different day. Why can't you use a different flight? I don't know. Anyways, I think I'm gonna wrap up here. I'm kind of at low energy this morning, so I'm just gonna hang out with my signs. And it doesn't look like we're gonna get much foot traffic here, but a lot of eyes on. Over there's Daniel and Dwayne taking the traffic on the other side. But yeah, I'm gonna call it for this today. And then later on today, I'm going to be down in New Orleans, so I'm sure we're going to get a lot of footage there. Love you all. Take care. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, you know, do the thing. Bye.